I don't think I'm out of line saying that sounds like old school Lucky Boys Confusion.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Some of the stuff I think on the record is like just who we are, you know, just the way we write. And some stuff is really different, and where we spread our wings a little bit. But yeah, I mean, why mess with something if it's working, right?
So, any surprises on the new album, which comes out in April?
April 14th.
Yeah,
I mean, do you stretch out a little bit?
I think there's quite a bit of different styles that we ventured into, but that's always kind of been a Lucky Boys, staple to try different stuff and kind of make it fit into our groove. I as far as surprises, it's really hard. One of the most surprising things is this is probably the most cohesive record that we've ever done, because we're spastic and can't make up our minds. But this time we just kind of focused and decided to like really key in on making sure that this was a full record that made sense from front to back. Am I fair in saying that?
Mm-hmm. We just finished it a couple hours ago, as a matter of fact. We did. At about 1...
He's not kidding.
1:45 this afternoon.
Yeah. You came straight here.
We did.
I love that.
Yes.
That's, it's commitment, so to speak. Yeah. So going back to the dispiriting time you talked about earlier, when you kind of lost the map, you kind of lost direction. Major label experience was a drag. You called your record company Neglectra back in the day.
Yeah, that's deserved.
Is there anything, I mean, because at that moment, you put out those albums, it seemed like the world was yours for the taking. Is there anything looking back on that experience, those first two major label albums, that with the benefit of hindsight, maturity, and age, you would have done differently?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have enough time. From everything from, letting our egos get in front of the songs, and I think a lot of young artists do that. And no matter how old you get, there still is an obstacle that you need to hurdle. But as you get older, or as you write more songs, you start realizing that you start being able to hear the songs from the outside. Whereas I think a lot of the times that when we were making those records, we were hearing it from the inside. Also, just like other simple things, like we took things for granted. Didn't work as hard on our craft as we should have. I don't think it's any secret that we like to drink a lot and like to party. I mean, I don't want to but it's just not as big a part of our lives as it used to be. We still have fun, but I think maybe we had a little too much fun when we should have been focusing on. And I'm very much speaking for myself too. It's like I think that the focus was a little less on the everything else that was happening. It was a whirlwind, and we didn't step back enough and live in the moment.
For years, your band's been one of the more dependable bands on stage. I mean, you guys kill it on stage every time you do a live show. Talk a little bit, if you can, about your relationship with Chicago.
Well, we've been playing at clubs like the Double Door, which we miss, and House of Blues and Metro. Since we got started, as a matter of fact, only about a year and a half after we got started playing in the suburbs, we were doing those clubs, and we could always sort of rely on that turnout out here, and it really kind of gave us the encouragement in the beginning to write the songs we were writing. If we were playing and there was no reaction, I don't know if we would have that same sort of positive influence that sort of led us down the path that it did. So we're forever grateful for that, especially to the Chicago audience.